Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome again. We are underway. Santa Cruz and Brazil, USA in a vital game, especially for Brazil. Not so much for the USA, although they don't want to lose in front of a big crowd like this. They want to get some revenge after falling in the first meeting and driving in and scoring right out of the gate. The USA power their way down, and Christopher Chiosa here is that was Dante Burton, and Leonardo Mendel is going to try to inbound the basketball right now. Marcelinho Huertas dribbles right and puts up a little teardrop. Jay Huff rebounds the miss. Now that to me is a sign of nerves. Burton for the second consecutive time. And here is Marcelinho, who didn't really take center stage the other night against Puerto Rico. And I wonder if part of that is because he had had such a busy schedule before. He just played in the Copa del Rey for Lenovo Tenerife, and that final was on Sunday, so that was 3 consecutive games. And he had to get on a plane and fly to Brazil. He played, but not as much as you would have expected. So here is Leonardo Mendel, who was really good. Really good the other night against Puerto Rico. And he ties it up. USA bring the basketball up the floor. And Gaddy drives in, Huff with the rebound and just lays it up and in. Pass to Mariano, batted away. Galloway back to Burton, who gets in the paint again, and he is swatted by Caboclo. Marcelinho, the lob to Mariano, he gets it up. Quickly the USA counterattack with Galloway. Skip pass. 3-point shot, no good. A little bit long from Elijah Pemberton. That was Pemberton. Looks like he probably got fouled. Excuse me, that was Burton. Looked like he probably got fouled on that shot. Wasn't called. Entry pass to Galloway. So Langston Galloway scores to make it 6-2 in favor of, well, the visitors. Pass back to Caboclo. You see this Brazil team and this Brazil crowd emotionally charged up. Galloway with the lob to Huff. Jorginho de Paula to Bruno Caboclo. Steps back for 3. It is good. And he also is being a little bit more aggressive offensively tonight than he was think they just put the wrong score on the graphic there. Yeah, they just fixed it. And Brazil pulled to within 1. Now the pass. And Langston Galloway missing now. Jorginho. Caboclo drives. Can't get the drop. Huff battles for the basketball. And Galloway chases it down. Now Pemberton strokes it from the wing. Well, it's definitely Pemberton, not Galloway. Jorginho. His pass intercepted by Galloway. Pemberton's pass stolen by Marcelinho. 3-on-2 break. To the corner. Leonardo. Ball batted out to Marcelinho. Takes what the defense gives him. And Marcelinho reaches in and is whistled for a foul. Galloway just kind of lost control of it there. Caboclo. And again, Caboclo has been pretty active so far tonight. And another three-point shot. Galloway. Marcelinho dancing around up top. Throws it over the defense to Hetzheimer. And Xavier Moon with the foul. Hetzheimer back in Brazil now. Spent a lot of time in Europe. Real Madrid was one of his stops. Reginald Perry not able to knock that down. Gerald Hannes also in the game, number 5 for the USA now. Moon guarding Marcelinho, who turns. Can't get it to drop that time. Moon, who had 17 points against Uruguay, scores from right at the free throw line. Leonardo throws it over to D again. Quick hands from Craig Sword, but went out of bounds. No, that was good defense by Sword. Brazil bench was asking for a foul. Iago Santos is now in the game. Oh, the bounce pass was perfect to Luis Santos. I think he took his eye off the ball. William Davis getting ready to check in. Well, that was put on a platter. Sword from three-point range, rattles out. Excuse me, that was Hannes. Now Iago Santos. Hetzheimer, and Hetzheimer with a turnaround jumper. Scoring over Davis. Oh, now Moon. Oh, 2 blocks. If he didn't get him the first time good, he certainly got him the second time. Travion Graham. I think the referee was going to let the first one go as he set the screen. And then he went up and set a second pick and got the whistle blown on him. Don't often see that. Iago Santos. Oh, goodness gracious. Lobbing it up there for his teammate at home, Caboclo. Here, Bruno, take this. I mean, Bruno is several inches above the rim there. Moon passes back. And again, Hanna's off target, but the offensive rebound. And it'll be 8 seconds on the shot clock. What a great atmosphere. Galvanini, of course, has been well-known player. A lot of scouts have had their eyes on him. He had a huge game the other night, especially late against Puerto Rico, but not enough to get him to win. He's checked into the game for Brazil. There's Iago Santos. And another lob. Goodness me, this is Lob City tonight. Taking that mantle away from LA. Caboclo, 9 points. And then the ball not handled cleanly. Jorginho picked it up. Here's Iago Santos. He's got a quick burst of speed. He gets in, tries to get it to Caboclo again. I'll tell you, it is shocking how many lobs and dunks that we've seen from Brazil so far, just in the first quarter. Clearly something that Gustavo Conte thought they could exploit. Luis Santos missing from the right corner. Huff catches it down low. He's blocked. And he's fouled. So free throws coming for Jay Huff. And clearly fouled there by Jorginho. Hetzheimer coming back in. Conte really shuffling players in and out. And Huff misses with his first attempt. .25 years of age, and Huff misses the second. He's big, Huff, 2.16 meters in height. He's put on a little bit of muscle, it seems like, since his college days. UVA. And Galvanini has it taken away by, no surprise, Galloway. Oh, and then he's tripped up from behind. Galvanini. I don't know if Boylan is appealing for an unsportsmanlike. Well, he definitely kind of clipped him from behind. I'm not sure that he attempted to, but he definitely did. They could review it if they wanted. So Hannes is going to inbound the basketball. Vitor Benitez checked into the game for Brazil. He's guarding Hannes. Abdul Gadi back in, loses it. Now quickly, Santos, who's had a poor start. Ball knocked out of his hands. Desperate to get into this game here. Marcelinho back in. Final minute of the first quarter. Brazil up by a point. Iago to Galvanini. Luis Santos, you cannot count that. It was long, but fell nicely to Galvanini. He misses, and then Luis Santos with the putback. Gets his first 2 points. Luis Santos barged into Deontay Burton, and now Burton, ball is deflected out of bounds. .8 seconds, 3.8 second differential, game clock, shot clock. Marcelo Santos has come back into the game. Didn't see him the other night. So he's tasked with guarding Huff. And double dribble called on Hannes. So there's one dribble. Yep, he brought his other hand up. Sometimes crazy things happen, and I think that would qualify as one of them. You just can't imagine that you would do it. You know, it's a double dribble. Similar to stepping out of bounds on the sideline when you catch the ball. 9.9 seconds on the shot clock, and you just, if you're the Brazil players, you have to love the energy this crowd has brought tonight. They have really, instead of sitting around and moping about the tough defeat the other night in that incredible game against Puerto Rico, they've come out charged up and ready to go, and you can see it's really helping them. Iago Santos now for three, and you can count it just like he did against Puerto Rico. Giddy up. Here he is. Santos, who played at the last World Cup, along with Benite and Marcelinho, making it rain with that three-pointer. And a player with a lot of experience for Brazil in the qualifiers, that's for sure. Probably half meter behind the arc. The smiles seem to be back on the faces of the Brazil fans. 1 quarter in the books, and Brazil lead at 22-16. each team with 2 threes, but the shooting percentage for Brazil's pretty high inside the arc with all of those lobs. 58%. So looking back at the highlights in this first quarter, and you can see plenty of exciting plays. Remember, Brazil need to win this game to qualify for the World Cup. If they don't win, they need other results to go their way. And if you're Brazil, you want to take care of it. And you have to believe in yourselves, knowing that you beat USA the first time you met back on November 11th. Scanning the barcode to get courtside 1891 in your smartphone, so you can have it at your fingertips whenever you want to watch video, check the scores, the schedules. When they played back on November 11th, that was in Washington, and Caboclo had 24 points, 4 rebounds. Galloway, who also is playing tonight, 14 points for the USA. But that was just a case where Brazil got on top of them early, kind of like they are tonight. And Benite getting in and scoring, another of those players that was in the Olympic squad in 2016. And taking the bump from Moon. So the lead goes to 24-16. Sword was in that USA team, along with Galloway, William Davis, and Pemberton. So those players are also in this game tonight. Galloway was the most influential. Santos goes up and gets the rebound after the miss by Gaddy. And the pass to Mariano. And the USA are just dunking their way into a big lead now, 27-16. Hannes has it back outside. The drive and sticking with it, going up Sword and getting a trip to the free throw line. USA, it's been quite a road trip for them. They played Uruguay in Montevideo, and so already have experienced kind of a hostile environment on this road trip. Trust me, folks, Montevideo is just as loud as Santa Cruz do Sul, and it really kind of helped Uruguay build a decent first half lead, but ultimately the USA came back. But I think this Brazil team probably better than Uruguay. Santos missing that one. Don't think you want to fall too far behind this team for the USA. There's Galloway. Entry pass, trying to get some good looks, and they get it to Perry. And that can be pretty scary. They try to get it to big number 13 on a more frequent basis. So the USA trimming the deficit. And reaching around and committing the foul sword. Leonardo back in the game. Luis Santos sits down. Mariano trying to post up. And fouled before the shot. Well, the mismatch. Mariano was kind of living behind the three-point line in the first half. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I'm sure the referee saw him wrap around the defender there, because if he had, he might have called that, an offensive foul. Benite got it to Caboclo, who was fouled. And talk about making a commitment to get the basketball down low. Brazil have been pounding it down low. Caboclo goes back to the line. Of course, he spent some time in the NBA. Things didn't really work out. Not to say that it won't in the future, but right now he's in Germany. Well, right now he's here in Brazil, but trying to adapt to the European style of game, and he's done pretty well so far. Caboclo, I don't want to say he looked lost against Puerto Rico, but it was not. Well, the referees are going to call a timeout. He wasn't as impactful as, didn't look as comfortable. None of those Brazilian players did. And I think Puerto Rico had something to do with it. They were revving the engines, Puerto Rico, from the opening whistle. So officials calling timeout.
We played hard as shit. Okay? Keep it going. If I do this, we're gonna put the 5-3.
I don't know. I guess maybe the USA don't want us to look at their huddle. Nobody else seems to have a problem. So Brazil scored 9 points off of the 5 USA turnovers right now. USA haven't been able to score any points off of the 4 Brazilian turnovers. And not surprisingly, Brazil have 18 points in the paint compared to 10 for the USA. Brazil also getting more production from the bench, 12 points to 5 for the Americans. USA did lead early by 5 points. Brazil came back and they went in front by 11. Right now it's an 8-point advantage. Giago to Lucas Mariano. One of the plays. It seemed like the USA were having the ball just thrown over them in the paint to the bigs. Giago can hit that 3-point shot. Against Puerto Rico, he was 3 of 7 from deep. He's had 6 games of multiple threes, Iago Santos, in the qualifiers. So 6 of the 9 games that he's played, he's hit multiple threes. So we're coming back now to live action, resuming play with Caboclo at the free throw line. He missed his first free throw, and he misses the second one as well. So USA can continue their run. They've scored the last 4 points. Burton gets into the paint, passes it back outside, and good work by Graham to knock it away, and looks like Benitez gets hold of it. Looked like the Americans were going to get another attempt. Marcelino quickly to the corner, and Leonardo is going to be called for a push. I think he led with his forearm, kind of cleared out. Watch this, his left forearm right there. And there, twice. Good defense by Elijah Pemberton. This was the mad scramble on the previous trip. It's kind of like a fumble. Everybody's going after it. So teams retreat to the benches. Timeout called by the USA. You see, there's the stat that I was telling you about. 9 points off turnovers for Brazil. Caboclo has 9 points to lead all scores. 4 points for Hetzheimer. And 3 for Iago Santos. A lot of other players, Benitez as well. A lot of other players just with 1 basket. Fans enjoying themselves. For the USA so far, 5 points for Langston Galloway, 4 for James Huff. Neither team shooting free throws well at this stage. Brazil just 3 of 6. USA 1 of 4. Here's USA passing it. Burton goes hard, delivers it to his teammate. Burton gets it back, puts it up. USA stay with it and score. So Perry working hard for that too, and USA have cut the deficit back to 6 points. Marcelino guarded closely by Moon. And Burton knocking the ball out of Mariano's hands from behind with a little bit of authority. Watch this. Pop. Marcelino, little runner, and there's the USA with the rebound. Little momentum swing here with the USA, and that'll frustrate him. Burton throwing it out of bounds. Not sure whose fault that was. Oh, great defense, taking it away. Galloway. Don't often see Marcelinho have the ball just slapped out of his hands like that, but the USA becoming much more aggressive defensively with those quick hands. And now they've called an offensive foul. Moving screen. Oh, Reginald Perry. Yeah, just kind of slid into him. Wasn't set. Hetzheimer back in the game. Mariano goes out. Pass back to Caboclo. Spins. And great job knocking it off the rim, the USA. Burton to the corner. Perry left wide open. So Brazil in a little bit of a drought. And Hetzheimer fouled by Burton as he goes up. Brazil have not scored in this quarter. Oh no, sorry, no, they have. They haven't scored since. They haven't scored for a couple of minutes, 4 minutes. Each team has scored 5 points in this quarter. Well, Brazil attacked a lot by throwing the ball over the defense early in the game. I think the USA trying to snuff that out. Here is Hetzheimer, though, at the free throw line. And makes both. And Iago Santos, just not necessary. That foul late in the shot clock. Okay, so he's fighting through the screen. They just have to yell switch. He's trying to go over the screen. Now here is again the USA midway through the second quarter. Moon pulls up at the stripe. Oh, the basket for Moon. He's got 4 points. Hetzheimer back to Iago, wide open. You can count it. Blowing kisses to the crowd. Might want to play some defense though. Galloway from the left corner and gets it right back for the USA. Moon dropping down to help guard Caboclo, and Brazil forcing it into him and turning it over. Now, you see that Iago was a little bit late on the scene there, and I think it's because he was blowing kisses after he makes this three-pointer, looking up at the crowd. Meanwhile, Galloway ran right past him. Oh, nice pass to Huff. Huff is fouled by Caboclo. Good drive, Craig Sword. Got him on the head. Jay Huff takes the time and misses for the 3rd time from the free throw line. Comes from Durham, North Carolina. Didn't go to Duke. Didn't go to Chapel Hill. Went up to UVA and played for Tony Bennett. There is the whistle. And boy, they were scrapping away for that basketball. Saw for the USA there, you saw Travion Graham really pushing Hetzheimer out of underneath the basket, letting him play. Reginald Perry back in the game for the USA. It was Caboclo who was ultimately fouled by Galloway. So he's got 2 free throws. Caboclo just missed a couple of free throws. So Hetzheimer out. Mariano comes back in. Well, of all the teams that have a chance to qualify tonight, after the first quarter of all the games, that would be Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. Mexico would be the odd team out. Boy, that was a strong move. I'm not going to be denied move by Reginald Perry. And the whistle blows and 2 free throws awarded. Saw the USA clapping. They thought fouls on Brazil. Leonardo Mendel. So Sword with the foul, and Leonardo continues to produce for Brazil. He's been averaging 10.8 points, 5.2 rebounds in the qualifiers. He had 18 points against Puerto Rico the other night, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Easily his team's best player. Mariano goes out. Hetzheimer back in. 3:36 remaining. So USA over the limit now in fouls, and Brazil also. USA will be shooting free throws on the next one. 3-point shot is good. Travion Graham. That'll pull Brazil's bigs. Have to go out and guard him. Caboclo. 3-second violation called by the Panamanian referee. Hetzheimer's got to get out. Yeah, he never left, did he? Good spot by the ref. Now the catch and the shoot, and knocked off the rim. Yago gets in, and he got in front of the defender, and then referee blew his whistle, said he was fouled from behind. Now Yago looks like he's tweaked his knee. So it's Perry And I suppose what Yago did to get the foul was he kind of stops and then he jumps back into him. That's why Perry's upset. But in the process, he's kind of hurt his hammy, it looks like. You look at this Brazil team. I mean, there's just, you know, you've said goodbye to Anderson Varejão, Leandro Barbosa, obviously no more Thiago Splitter. But there's just too much talent in this team not to qualify for the World Cup. It would be maybe the biggest surprise of all if they didn't make it from the Americas. So Yago makes 1 of 2. He limps. Just wonder if his coach Conte might want to get him out of the game. Ooh. Guess he just kind of landed awkwardly. Timeout on the court, 2:37 remaining. And it's the USA who have called it. So 8 points for Galloway and 3 rebounds leading the way. Gaddy has 2 assists. Great atmosphere. They like to sing. They were singing the other night. And in Brazil, it's like a half party, half basketball game. A real festive atmosphere. USA have done well to not allow Brazil to race away. It looked like for a while there they were going to. And they've been able to cut the deficit back to 5. Now the free throw from Yago takes it back up to a 6-point lead. Here's Moon, gets in and tried to, I guess, get it to Graham. Maybe it was intended for Pemberton. The ball definitely hit somebody's hand. Does have a coach's challenge if he wants to use it. Offensive foul on Brazil. Second foul on Leonardo Mendel. Pemberton and USA get it down low. They stay with it on the boards. Still get it back, Pemberton. Now Moon gets into the corner again to Pemberton. Spins, puts up a difficult shot and is fouled. Wow. Scoring with that left. I think he made it with, took the shot with the left hand off the glass. Guarded by Yago. No doubt he was fouled as well. Just got to tip your hat to him. That was a heck of a shot. So Brazil wanting a timeout now for the free throw. 1:41 remaining. And USA, again, we're in a little bit of trouble there for a while, but they've put the brakes on the Brazil run and now trail 37-33. Pemberton's had to wait a while, but he takes the free throw and misses. So Marcelinho back in the game, guarded by Gaddy. Those passes are dangerous. USA looking to pick him off and go the other way. Pick six. Here goes Caboclo. Well, that was a tough shot. Pretty good defense there. And the lead goes back to 6. Caboclo with 13. Pemberton again on the baseline. This time his pass batted away. And USA deflected out of bounds. Right now it's William Davis, Gaddy, Graham, Pemberton, and Sword on the court for the USA. See Graham in there really hounding Santos with his defense. Entry pass, oh, rejection, get it out of here. I don't care if you're at home. Get it out of your house. Terrific block from Sword. He's brought a little bit of nastiness to this USA defense. There's Benite. Leans in, misses. Gui Santos gets it back, throws it back out, and a new 14 for Brazil. Santos again into the paint. Gets it to Hetzheimer and goes off the top of the backboard. Santos goes down. USA, it's a breakaway. And laying it up and in. Bodies flying everywhere at the other end. Gustavo Conte is saying 2 fouls, no whistle. Just telling you what he said. I'm not saying that was the case. There's definitely some contact. Watch this. I mean, Gui Santos was coming over the back and then looked like Gaddy kind of swung his arm at Santos. But, I mean, Santos went over the back in the first place. Here it is again. Caboclo making that tough shot. Love seeing all the kids in the audience tonight. Been seeing that a lot in qualifiers around the world, especially in Europe and the Americas. Sword goes out. .4 seconds to go in the first half. Can the USA come up maybe with another steal and go the other way for another 2 points? Marcelinho over to Hetzheimer. Back to Marcelinho. Shot clock about to expire. Marcelinho. Did he wait too long? Oh, great block right at the end. Looked like it was Davis that got the block. And it looked like a clean block to me. Brazil still in front, but only 39-35 against the USA. So 4 threes for the USA, 3 for Brazil. USA just 1 of 7 at the free throw line. If they had sorted that out, they'd be in front. Brazil with a slight edge in rebounds. Look at the assist for Brazil. 11. Caboclo has a game high 13 points. Galloway has 8 for the USA. And again, you feel like USA had the momentum going to halftime just a little bit. So second half action underway. Brazil, USA. Brazil trying to win to join USA as one of the teams that has qualified for the World Cup from the Americas. Langston Galloway with the three-pointer. It is a 1-point game. And you got to appreciate how the USA came right out, passed that ball around and got it to Galloway. Leonardo Mendel off the front of the iron, and a strong rebound by Burton. Now the USA can go back in front. Burton goes behind, leans in, and that was short. Caboclo didn't rebound the miss. And Pemberton puts the Americans in front. He's got 7 points. Marcelinho to Leonardo Mendel into Mariano, who goes up, and that is goal interference. The ball had already gone off the backboard. So Brazil go back in front. And it was Huff that got it after it went off the glass. Gaddy. Oh, nice pass to Huff. The more this American team will play together, the more comfortable they'll be with each other. Leonardo Mendel spins back outside to Marcelinho. 6 on the shot clock. Leonardo Mendel. Did he get it off in time? He's blocked anyway by Huff. Rejection. Now Galloway. Marcelinho tried to foul him. Burton from the right corner. And it's not been a good spell of play by Brazil. Caboclo left wide open. So Brazil back in front by 2. He's got 16. Huff tried to pick. Now Pemberton from the left, and he's fouled by Santos. Luis Santos. 3 free throws coming for Pemberton. It's incredible how many times you see the three-point shooter fouled. I mean, you just don't want to foul the jump shooter. And you definitely don't want to foul the three-point shooter. So Pemberton makes a second one. Pemberton makes 2 out of 3. Knotted at 44. Oh, telegraph pass by Marcelinho to Burton. Oh, and he goes up and misses. I think he wanted to dunk it, and then he realized he wasn't going to be able to. Dangerous dribbling. What is Leonardo Mandel doing in there? Those quick American hands just taking it right away from him. Langston Galloway now goes behind the back. Steps back for 3. You can count it. He is Mr. Automatic. Look at him. He knows it. Well, Galloway can just shoot the lights out. 3-point lead for the USA. Timeout, Brazil. See Galvanini there. We haven't seen much of him tonight, which is a little surprising because he was really effective against Puerto Rico. That was a sweet drive by Gaddy, and Huff, as you do, go to the basket and expect the pass. So Brazil on the back foot a little bit, and change with Marcelinho coming out and Iago Santos coming in. Pemberton on him. Now they get the mismatch, and Mariano scores over Pemberton. He's got it back to Burton for 3. That's good. He just looks so confident, doesn't he, Burton? He came over with no points on that break, but that was an anomaly. He's been really tough tonight. Leonardo. Back out to Iago for 3. It's good. 5th three-pointer of the night for Brazil. USA 7 of 13, though, beating him in that category. Brazil 5 of 10. Burton again, this time gets swatted by Caboclo. Burton alertly puts it up again after he got the ball back. Yago open, and he gets it to go again. And Brazil back in front. Their 6th three-pointer. And Yago is having himself quite a game from deep tonight. Once again, 4 of 4 from long range for Yago. Elijah Pemberton, and they call the block on Brazil. And Gustavo Conte letting his feelings be known. The national coaches, you don't usually see them disagree with the referees so much. Well, if he called it on Mariano, I think it's the right call. Absolutely. Yeah, he got in there too late. He had his hands up, but his feet weren't set. That's a good call by the Panamanian referee. Pemberton misses, however. The free throws have been an issue for the USA tonight. I mean, they are 3 of 11, 27%. Now 3 of 12. Yago has it knocked away, not for the first time tonight. Brazil been very careless with the basketball. And then Burton fouls Yago Santos. Or no, have they called the foul? Yeah. So he knocked it away from Burton. But I can think of Marcelinho being careless with the basketball tonight, Leonardo being careless, Yago being careless. Brazil, 12 turnovers now compared to 10 for the USA, and a lot of those turnovers are coming because they think they can just dribble around in front of these USA players, and they can't. Or try to split defenses. Here's Yago getting bumped and fouled. Yeah, that was definitely a little nudge there by Moon. And that's what's so incredible. Yago is such a good three-point shooter, and then he goes to the line and misses the free throw. Hannah's back in the game. It's Graham, Hannes, Moon, Reginald Perry, and Craig Sword for the USA. Caboclo, Leonardo Mendel, Yago Santos. Jorginho is back in the game, number 32. And Lucas Mariano. Graham's in the left corner. Here goes Moon. Graham outside to Sword. Now Hannes. Oh boy, how beautiful play. Step back, Yago, and misses for the first time tonight from three-point range. Hannes again, and Mariano comes down with it. Had to knock it back up off the backboard. That was dangerous. Could have gone in. And the burst of speed. I was going to say Yago is really the only attack right now for Brazil every time. So I think that's a tactical adjustment that seems to be working right now. It certainly works when he hits his three-pointers, but also using his speed to get to the basket. Foul on Graham. Yago rolls this one in. Yeah, the free throws tonight, 12 of 17 for Brazil, 3 of 12 for the USA. That's the difference in the game, really. And Yago gets another one to drop. He's going to be the team's leading scorer. He's got 15 points. Caboclo now has 16. Yago closing fast. Hannes falls over. He can't get up. That's a travel. Once you go down, you can't get back up with the basketball. So they're going to dry up the sweat, the perspiration, or the water, whatever it was. Brazil win this, they qualify for the World Cup. Otherwise, they'll need help. Puerto Rico 2 points ahead of Colombia. Mexico 6 in front of Uruguay. Argentina 10 up on Dominican Republic. Oh. Moon reaches in. Jorginho takes the contact, puts it up, and good defense. A little bit of a crazy shot from Jorginho. Good job, Huff, knocking it out. Moon, now his pass deflected. Here's Yago, that he decides to pull out. Yago back to Hetzheimer for three. Well, that's quite a weapon, isn't it? You're chasing Yago, you're throwing one or two players at him, and next thing you know, Hetzheimer steps outside. And Hetzheimer tonight, that's his first three, but he's got 9 points. He's hit a couple of other jump shots. Brazil back in front by 6 points. This kid's having a good time tonight. USA with 11 second chance points, so their commitment to the offensive glass has paid off in that sense. It's just the free throw shooting that's really let them down tonight. I mean, that's one thing. They still got a long way to go. But Brazil have definitely recovered a little bit with Yago since he's come onto the court. And nobody picks up Moon. He just slides in for an easy layup. 6 points for him. That's the first time he scored without that little jump shot at the line. Shot clock About to expire. Yago going right at. Oh, he doesn't get to drop though. Looked like he'd gotten the shot he wanted against Moon. Now here comes Moon. Moon, what a pass. He was being bumped and everything and was still able to get it to the corner. And good defense offered by Jorginho. Craig Sword wanting a foul call, but the ball just slipped out of his hands there. Jorginho gets rid of it to Hetzheimer. Huff trying to slap the ball away from behind. Look at Hetzheimer just bulling his way down there and scoring. He's normally a face-up shooter, but he's turned into a nice back-to-the-basket player tonight. That was Hetzheimer fouling Moon. So Marceline is going to come back in. Gustavo has done the heavy lifting, to be honest. I mean, he just brought a different element to the game that allowed Brazil to go from, you know, trailing by a few points to taking the lead. Now it's up to Marcelinho to drive the show forward. And Moon driving in, missing. They're all crashing the boards. Luis Santos, USA take it away, but the whistle blows. The way the USA are going after the ball in there, you have got to be incredibly strong with it. There's Santos. And yeah, he got absolutely hacked by Moon. Right there. Now Galvanini has checked into the game. I'm sure Luis Santos was very appreciative of something that was said. Referee went to calm him down. The environment is just incredible. It's been like this a lot this weekend, this decisive weekend, with so many teams trying to book their spots in the World Cup. Montenegro made it back to the World Cup. Congratulations to them. Just a remarkable story. Second consecutive FIBA Basketball World Cup for Montenegro. Luis Santos makes both free throws. 7-point advantage. Final 25 seconds here in the third quarter. Gaddy, USA worked so hard to cut into that deficit and take the lead, only now to be trailing by 8 points again. It's Leonardo back in as well. Marcelinho's out. Now the pass. Langston Galloway. Hetzheimer. Jorginho from a long way out. You have to wonder where Langston Galloway has been for the last several minutes. I mean, he was playing really well. They're going to need him. Brazil lead at 62-54 over the USA. 10 minutes remaining. Both teams with 7 threes. USA, 2 more makes inside the arc, but it's the free throws, boy, that really let the USA down. Well, Galloway really kind of shot the USA from behind into the lead, but then he left the game. And I'm guessing that he's going to play a lot of minutes for James Boylan in the fourth quarter. Maybe that's why he wanted him to have a little bit of a rest. But in the process, they've kind of fallen behind again. Yago Santos, what a difference he made. Puerto Rico now leading Colombia by 7. So Hetzheimer having himself a nice game tonight. 11 points. Caboclo and Yago each with 16. It's kind of feels like it's kind of the passing of the baton with Yago now. More and more becoming the main point guard. Scanning the barcode to get courtside 1891. If you remember that scrap for the rebound that Gui Santos got, and then he was fouled. I mean, I think that's how Brazil are going to have to be the rest of the way, because the USA are going to be going for it on the boards. They're going to pick up the defense. Fourth quarter underway here in Brazil. Brazilians lead it by 8, trying to win to clinch their spot at the World Cup, which is going to be in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Japan. And by the way, just put on your calendar, starts on August 25th and concludes September 10th. A lot of great build-up games before that as well. Here is Leonardo Mendel for 3. And the lead goes to 11. Could it be that Brazil are going to sweep their 2 games with the USA in the qualifiers? Spinning and putting it up and scoring, Reginald Perry. 8 points for him. So Yago back in the game. Step back Yago. And this time it rattles out. But a foul call to the USA, boxing out. Battling for position for the rebound. Perry with a push. 3 fouls. Leonardo Mendel getting in and, oh, not scoring this time. Burton held his ground. Galloway. Can he find some space to launch some more threes? He's either driving. There you go. He pulls up. He's automatic. When the going gets tough, you know who gets going. Langston Galloway, 16 points. The most reliable source of points out there for the Americans. Jorginho to Caboclo. Shot clock about to expire. Caboclo needs to put it up. Hetzheimer gets it up in time. And Leonardo Mendel ends up getting the ball and misses the layup. So they scrap for the ball. And Burton comes up with it for the USA. Ask yourself, how does Leonardo Mendel not score there? That's impossible. He's going to be upset with himself. Timeout on the floor. USA making another push. So again, if Brazil win, they qualify for the World Cup. However, if Brazil lose, they can still qualify, but they would need Puerto Rico to win against Colombia and Uruguay to win against Mexico. But I'm going to be talking to my colleagues just to reconfirm this, because so many games are being played right now. Here's the dump, and the ball blocked out of bounds by Mariano. Here's the danger man right here. Galloway for Brazil gets to space. This time doesn't knock it down. That was a heat check. Jorginho. Oh, dangerous pass. Yagu bounce pass. Mariano, good hands, knocking it away for the USA. That was Travion Graham. And Burton goes up and is fouled by Luis Santos. Little whirly bird there from Burton. He was airborne, goes down. Watch this. Oh, felt the contact and made sure he threw the ball towards the hoop. Santos with 2 fouls. Caught the foul, Yago. Or no, Gui Santos, sorry. They, yeah, it doesn't feel comfortable really for the Brazilians right now, does it? I mean, the only thing that brings them comfort is when the USA go to the free throw line. Because they have had a nightmare. 3 of 13 now. And another one stays out. Mariano on the low blocks. And he is fouled by Perry. So Mexico have clinched their spot in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Congratulations to Los Mexicanos. Shot clock winding down. Yago with a runner missing. Gui Santos with the rebound, then loses it. Mexico did not play in China in 2019, but they did have that memorable tournament in Spain where they were ultimately beaten in the round of 16 by the USA. Ooh. Another miss, another scrap for the ball, and it's going to stay at this end. Caboclo has been sitting down for a long time, so he has returned. And Leonardo has gone out. Also, Travion Graham goes out. Craig Sword comes back in. Jay Huff back in for the USA. Oh, Burton gets the lob. Oh, he gets rejected. Jorginho was waiting. Saw it coming. Addy guarding Yago. Now Huff comes out on Yago, and Huff did a great job affecting that shot by Caboclo. Burton for 3. Off, and Mariano with the rebound. And the whistle blows again, and the foul. Burton got hit in the face. Oh, he got absolutely popped in the face. That was terrific reaction by Jorginho. I don't know what it is about Mariano, but he also really got popped the other night in the game against Puerto Rico. He was hit by Ismael Romero. There's the pass. Now coming the other way. USA breaking. Moon. And they scrap for the ball again. We're saying that a lot. Here's Galloway, and that is probably a good foul. Look at that. Still goes in. Galloway. That was a good foul. 3 fouls on Iago. 3rd team foul on Brazil. And another blocking foul. Leonardo Mendel sending Craig Sword down. So that's now 4 team fouls. But in the grand scheme of things, if Brazil go over the limit and put USA on the line on the evidence of what we've seen so far, that is not going to be a bad development for Brazil, because the USA have really struggled at the line. Burton gets baseline. Oh, tough move. Took off from the other side of the basket, went under, put it up and in. USA not giving up. They are relentless, trailing now by just 5 points. Haven't seen much of Vitor Benite tonight. I wonder if he's not well. Here is Santos. Did he travel? No, he was fouled. Ooh. He might have taken a shot to the face again. So Santos at the line. He made his first 2. What I found interesting tonight is we haven't had any reviews that I can remember of potential unsportsmanlike fouls. I'm not saying there have been, but usually you see at least 1 or 2 plays, maybe 3, reviewed for an unsportsmanlike. And it has been a physical game. Santos, he's got 5 points. He has played a lot of minutes. Has got 8 rebounds to go with his scoring. Let's see. Had to go with his 4 points. Gets them both to go. Argentina now clinging to a 2-point lead over Dominican Republic. So a lot of games still up for grabs. Burton. Langston, Galloway. I mean, I would put money on him every time he shoots it that he's going to make it. He's, you know, as good as Iago is, when push comes to shove, you want Langston Galloway taking that shot. That is his shot. Hetzheimer into the corner. Caboclo for three. Wow, Caboclo is just unrecognizable from the game against Puerto Rico. He has been tough, especially early, and then to hit that shot right there. Argentina, Dominican Republic now knotted at 71. Just going to check. Boy, that would be something if they didn't qualify. Moon makes the first. So far from the Americas, Canada, USA, Mexico, and now Puerto Rico have qualified. So the spots are being taken up. And now Argentina are teetering. Can you imagine if Argentina did not qualify for the World Cup? That would be a stunning development. Here's the pass to Santos, and he's fouled by Burton. They're going to put him on the line instead of letting him have a clear look at it. Santos, big free throw missing. Rattles in the second one. 3:20 left. It's winning time. And you know what that means? Langston Galloway must get touches for the USA. And I'm sure that Conte knows that is the case. Look at that. He gets the touch. Oh, nobody boxes out. And flying in for that putback was Sword. He's got 5 points. Got a handful of rebounds as well. He's got 7 boards now. Hetzheimer. Outside to Guisantos. Jorginho for three. Oh, I did not think he was going to make it, and he does. Now Caboclo on Galloway. Moon, bounce pass to the corner. 3-point shot from Sword. Doesn't drop. Oh, boy, Yago, that was sloppy. Oh, and they get it to Galloway. He wasn't fouled. He went down. I thought they might blow the whistle. Here he is again. He's not going to miss another one, but he does. And now an offensive foul. A push has been called on the USA. And folks, right now Argentina are trailing 75-73 with less than a minute remaining. They could be going out of the World Cup. You're talking about the country of Ginobili, of Roberto, of Scola. I'm not sure how many people anticipated them being in this situation, but that is the situation. The Dominican Republic are pushing them to the end. Meanwhile here, Brazil trying to slam the door shut on the USA. That was a tough situation. A tough sequence for the Americans. And Jorginho has really come up big here at the end. That three-pointer was his first points of the game. He was averaging 8.2 points, 4.3 rebounds coming in, and he had hit a lot of three-pointers, but he didn't attempt one the other night against Puerto Rico. Oh, tough drive and the foul. Sword going to the line for potential three-point play. I mean, he took on Caboclo and won that battle. Caboclo has to make sure if he commits the foul, he doesn't give away the basket as well. He does not complete it, but he gets the offensive rebound sword and very quick to the ball. Pemberton for three. Oh boy, the USA had their chances that sequence. Iago Santos dribbling, taking some time off the clock. It's go time though. Oh, goes behind his back. And the whistle blows right at the end of the shot clock. Iago Santos at the line, giving Brazil a little bit more breathing room. And Gui Santos not able to rebound it. Looks at the referee, hoping to get bailed out, but Gaddy to Burton. Good handoff to Jay Huff. Throws it down. They can't put the USA away. You just feel like USA are just going to push them all the way. Brazil get it back, and Iago, and now the clock is definitely the enemy for the USA. The irony of the Dominican Republic playing Argentina right now is that they're being coached by Che Garcia, and Argentina parted ways with him during the qualifying campaign. There is a three-point attempt, no good. Gaddy dribbles down, now passes it back out. Iago has it. USA are going to potentially have to foul. I'm not sure that I would. I would just chase. Iago and Brazil are going to qualify for the World Cup, folks. They go back up 79-71. Three-point shot is good. Gives USA just a little hope right at the end. That's Graham with the three-pointer. I mean, even during the difficult moments, though, tonight, Brazil's fans have just been singing. It's like they haven't been worried at all. Look at that. That is a beautiful sight. They've got their money's worth tonight. The three-pointer has just given the USA a little bit of hope. If they can come up with a steal here and take another three or get a quick basket. Jorginho. And they get it to Marcelinho. And he is fouled with 8.4 seconds remaining. And as is always the things, Argentina would only qualify if Brazil were to lose, if Argentina lose. So 7 seconds remaining, and Argentina have been knocked out of the World Cup, folks. I mean, that is breaking news. It just happened. It's incredible scenes. And there's going to be a lot of talk about Garcia, the former coach of Argentina, parting with them in the middle of the season, or the middle of the qualifiers, to take over the Dominican Republic and coach them again, the same team that he coached at the last World Cup. And the golden generation, we always thought there would be a dip with Argentina after Ginobili left, after Scola left, after Roberto, the golden generation. And it just never came. They made it to the last World Cup, they made it to the Olympics, and now they have not made it to the World Cup. So it's probably the biggest disappointment for Argentina basketball. First major tournament they have not made in more than 2 decades. Great job by the Dominican Republic. Here's the USA. Gaddy driving in. Gets it back to a 2-possession game. 4 seconds remaining. And we're going to get another timeout. Conte doesn't want to make any mistakes to give the USA a chance here. Maybe the loss to Puerto Rico will end up helping Brazil in the long run, because it's really forced them to fight through adversity and to come out and get a result against the USA. So Pemberton fouls Leonardo, and Conte wanting to be unsportsmanlike. And Mendel makes the first. So Brazil again stretch it to, if he makes this one, it's effectively a 3-possession game. And Brazil are going to win. We thought they were, but anyway, I think that pretty much does it. Here's the USA with their last attempt. And Gaddy misses. They held it together, folks. I really had my doubts after their defeat to Puerto Rico. And yet, they've done it. Brazil against the United States, beat them for the second time in qualifying, to reach the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Brazil win it 83-76. And it has been a party all night long. And I know that Coach Boylan is going to have good things to say about this crowd and about this arena and about everything. He's a very, very good man. Here is the stats. You can see both teams with 37 rebounds, 19 assists, 14 for USA. And nobody is more relieved than that man right there, Gustavo Conte. Caboclo finished with 21. He really came to play tonight. Helped set the tone. Came out and hit a big three at the end. Look at Iago and Mariano. Somebody had a baby, I guess. You know, those free throw misses for the USA were ultimately really kind of put them on the back foot. It put them in a difficult spot. 5 of 17. If the USA make their free throws tonight, it's a different game. But that's been said before. So, folks, as we look at the highlights, all of the teams from the Americas that will be at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, Brazil having won tonight against the USA, who had already qualified. Canada had already qualified. Mexico qualified tonight. Puerto Rico qualified tonight. Venezuela qualified tonight. And the Dominican Republic qualified. Brazil tonight, they just they shot it pretty well. 10 of 20 from deep. Caboclo 3 of 3 from three-point range. Iago 4 of 5. Ratio Farm Ulm in Germany, you've got a couple of really good Brazilian players. And I think it's only enhanced their games by them playing there, definitely, because they have come and really produced, especially tonight. Leonardo Mendel with 11. Hetzheimer, I thought, was really a big contributor. 11 points. Iago Santos finished with 17. Marcelinho, who started, had 4 points, 2 steals. Now the question is, how many Brazilian fans will go to the World Cup? Because if you could take this arena of Brazilian fans and put it in Indonesia, Japan, or the Philippines, well, that would be quite a party for Brazil. I think that support made a huge difference for them tonight. Galvanini didn't play that much tonight, and I don't know why, because he was really good the other night. Benite didn't play much either. I guess they felt like it was better suited for the scrappy game against this USA team. You need to have some guys out there that were going to throw their bodies around. And Brazil have done it, so full credit to them. So there you have it, the Group F standings: USA, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Brazil. And the top 4 teams, all 4 teams qualified tonight. Don't forget the Uruguay and Colombia did not, but they had some moments where they played well in this window. So we've only got one more spot to go, and it is going to be determined tomorrow. It'll be Belgium or Serbia. I think Serbia have the inside track. It's been another wonderful day of basketball, folks. USA traveled to South America, got a little bit of taste of Brazilian basketball. Brazil win it. They qualify. So again, you can see all of the spots taken, 31 with the exception of one. You had Georgia, Montenegro qualifying today from Europe, and one more final spot tomorrow will be claimed. And maybe the big shock of the night in the Americas is that Argentina have not qualified. They led the Dominican Republic. They led by as many as 17 points, but they lost 79-75. Argentina are out of the World Cup, but Brazil are in.